Thank you, thank you. I will ask you to do one favor to me. Please raise your right hand. Go on, good. Now left hand. And now both. And clap. Good, that was nice. It's so easy to manipulate you, you know? Manipulations, yeah. You know, I'm sorry, can I have a clicker? Or we do not have one? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, some months ago I entered a bookshop and I saw this nice notebook. My brain just shut down. I grabbed it and went to a pay desk, and I didn't think why I need it and whether I need it. But finally, as a result, it was useless to me. It was just about nothing. I spent my money for nothing. And this is our brain and specific ways we perceive the information and how it makes us react on it. So, when I was 14, I found a big interest for myself in psychology, and despite this fact, I didn't think that it would bring me money, but still it is really interesting, because I'm sorry, I'm really sorry because I'm a little bit nervous. I was late for this event, and now I just don't know what to say. Yes, and I found an interest in psychology, and the reason was one. I like to analyze everything in this world, and it was never enough for me to get the answer because it's so on my question why. So I was looking for answers in psychology in part, in context of human relationships and personal and human behavior. And later, as I said before, despite having such an interest, I didn't think that it would bring me money, and I just left it for some time because, well, psychotherapist, I don't think that it is quite okay. Later I started my studies here at university at the economic department, and at the same time I started working as a marketer, and. I faced the cognitive dissonance because classical economics tells us that human behavior is extremely rational, and there is no force that can make us change our mind to make irrational choice. But the practice of marketer showed me an exactly opposite thing, that every day we make irrational choices from day to day, about 100 times per day, and that's true. So I couldn't find a way how to make these two approaches work together, and I found an answer in behavioral economics and neuromarketing, and it turned out that my efforts spent on learning psychology were not useless. So, going into details, behavioral economics is a science that studies the effects of psychological, cognitive, social, and emotional factors on our economic decisions making. And the best thing about behaviorism is that this science is not narrow-minded. It pulls lots of different approaches into one science and gives you an opportunity for a multi-structured analysis, understanding of irrational part of human behavior. Why are we irrational when we buy something, for example? It helps you to cut marketing costs, and it helps you to make a proper positioning of your product on market to reach your target audience with less money, for example. Yeah, and there is a science to support behaviorism. It is called neuromarketing, as I said. This is mostly about researching proper triggers that make our brain activate, and how we perceive different information, whether we like it or not. I will give you some examples of how can all these things be used in our real life and in my profession in part. First case is about anchoring. Raise your hands, please, who usually buy small cups of coffee in cafeterias. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who buys medium cups? And who buys big cups? Wow, unusual. People are quite clever here, you know. They are not so influential, let's say. But statistics shows us that usually we buy big cups, and there is a reason for this. If you pay close attention to pricing at coffee shops, you will notice a sufficient difference in pricing between small and big cup. And I believe that if we had only two options, we would mostly buy small cups. But cafeterias offer us one more choice. It's a medium-sized cup. And if you take a good look at its price, you will see that it is much more expensive. Much more expensive than the small cup, and it's just a little bit cheaper than the big cup. And as a result, we get anchored because our brain starts thinking, wow, I'm going to get more for less money. And that's true. We are quite irrational in this stuff. And as a result, we get anchored and we buy big cups, and that's okay. But it is not necessarily that we need this big amount of coffee, biologically. So for example, we are enough with a dose of caffeine that is contained in the small cup, but still our brain perceives it in another way. Case number 2, it is about sense of gratitude, and it can be explained in a restaurant business. For example, we feel gratitude when somebody does something good to us. And if a waiter brings you a bill by the end of the evening with one chewing gum inside, we are likely to leave 3.3% more tips than usually. And if you get an extra cautious waiter, the amount of tips can increase by 20%. Just smile and chewing gum, that's it. That's everything you need to earn more. And that's true. This is the sense of gratitude. And there are many other tricks to use. For example, aroma marketing. Do you think that it is by accident that you feel this specific smell where you pass McDonald's? Nuh-uh. Or maybe perfume boutique? No. This is the thing that attracts you because it activates your limbic system, not your cortex. And you are just driven by your emotions. And that's true. And one more case is about advertising. Unfortunately, we cannot see it well, but usually we are likely to react better on the information that is supported by a big number of comments, likes, and shares. This is the effect of social proof. We are likely to trust more the information that resonates more in society, because we, as being humans, we want to be a part of social group, and that's natural. And we would even reject, for example, our some beliefs to be a part of social group, and that's true. Unfortunately, you can persuade yourself that 100 times per day that you are not like other people, but to some extent you're not. But still, we are doing something irrational for ourselves to become a part of social group. Once I had a consulting contract with a startup company on marketing issues, and actually I was shocked, because when I saw their advertising drafts, it was just like from the previous century. Not even the previous century, the previous, 2,000 years ago maybe. And I believe that 2,000 years ago there were much better ads. But still, they had no triggers and no calls for action for their target audience. And I'm not going to speak about their website. It wasn't good, let's say. And they lagged behind the market just for 10 years. And this is not the problem of this particular company. This is the problem of the industry. Marketing experience proved me that psychological and sociological skills are really, really important in our profession, because in some years we will experience it firsthand, because our ads, for example, they get more personalized. The targeting gets much better from year to year, and our products will be more client-oriented. That's true, and we cannot just escape this reality. So, I think here I would leave you with 3 ideas that somebody would share with me, and somebody would not, but that's okay. I'm used to it. My idea number 1 is for companies. Take a good look and take care about your marketing specialists, because, hell, they create your products, they promote them, they bring you money. You should take more care about them, because if they are not well qualified, you will not get any money, and that's true, unfortunately. It is really hard to find a good specialist. My second idea is to marketers, to my colleagues, let's say, try to get as more knowledge as you can in spheres different from marketing, because labor market is really competitive, and as I said, it is extremely hard to find a specialist that knows what to do and how to do it. It is extremely hard. And third message is for everybody, for us. Remember, I showed you this black note, and this is the example of how my brain just shut down, and I wish that you would not get into this trap. Before, marketers can do anything to make you pay attention on their goods, but it's up to you to decide whether to buy them or not. So before buying something, please be just a little bit, at least, more conscious about what you're doing. Thank you.